Well, oh my voice, oh god, Jesus Christ. Right, well, so I've had a bit of a strange 2 days. Was on the old Captain Jack Discord, and I sort of, put a picture of a capital ship I forgot I had, and kind of thought, oh yeah, it flies in atmosphere. And then someone requested me to build slash retrofit a ship, and then I was handed off this, which was quite interesting. It's heavy armor. I sort of asked to make it fly in Atmo for the hangars to still be there, to carry fighters, have a railgun. So yeah, I built what was asked, and it seemed quite happy with it currently. So yeah, and so yeah, I was given this quite promising hull, and there are most of it pretty much survived. I'm fairly sure I've ripped up the bridge, moved the bridge, and so pretty much most of the blocks he gave me is probably still in the original design. The bridge was alright. I will admit it was sleek. It's a little bit. I know it's just sort of. Oh my god, no gravity generators. Ugh, feels safe now. Yeah, so pretty much the view of it. It's a bit of a combat bridge. It's a bit lowered. Not my style of bridge, but doable ish. Not too bad. Two doors out the side, and then there was a staircase that led you down into this big hole, and then you have the doors into the eh, pretty okay size hangars. Main hangar doors and the doors popping out to the sides, which is pretty all well and good. And the internals are pretty much hollow and a mess. As you can see, conveyors. So I had a bit of a job to do, and so I have two ships. One's in shadow currently, but I'll move that in a second. So we have what is an atmospheric capable ship. I mean, barely. There was a few attempts, and I was like, alright, I have to add on the Atmo fins, which are just chock a block with Atmos. I mean, it's probably like Swiss cheese underneath, but it flies in atmosphere, barely. If you drop it in atmosphere, it probably will hit the ground, I will not deny. So probably from orbit down to ground, probably need a couple of parachutes to slow down the damn thing. Because she's a heavy beast. So most of the internals more or less survived in the state that they were handed off in. Gravity generators popping about. My concern was he wanted a capital ship and I was going to do it in a day. I didn't want to spend too long doing it because it was kind of, a couple of hours of straight working through. And like I said, I wanted to keep most of the original ship in the sense where it's kind of, it was a design, it was good, good attempt. Just needed a bit of spoofing here and there, so, I spoofed it. And yeah, so we've got quite an interesting ship, a bit MC80 style. Quite a lot of the original elements were kept. Most of the thrusters places were kept. I've added bits. So yeah, so we got the hangar, and well, yeah, sort of turned into what we have here. So a brief look inside, really extend the hangars slightly with more space. Of course, the fins give you a little bit of outside parking, push them to shove. And we sort of lost a little bit of space in here, but we've got a bit more of a windy staircase, a bit more grand. We have what is the holodeck here, but we'll show off on the next ship. The next ship interior is a bit better. Side doors. And yeah, so bit of an interesting experience really. But the problem is, this old girl is 61 million kilograms. So it flies in atmosphere, but it is a literal brick. And I said I didn't really touch the internals because it's kind of probably would have broke my morale. But I wanted to have something off in the day, so what I have is quite an okay atmospheric capable capital flagship. So more or less, Modern Liberation, which is its name. It's quite good. It's doable, it's armoured, it's heavy armour, it flies, space, atmosphere, you know, it's what it's asked for. You can't complain, though I did, kindly enough, give him a copy of what I did next, which is what I was meant to show you off mainly, so, a bit of a story involved was, well, after, before the paint bugged out and the paint job was never finished, but, what is, well, I had a previous version in this world, and then I moved to an atmospheric capable because I put a bloody 10k range in this world, because, you know, thought, won't lag, if I do anything daft. Because I didn't have a clue how bad the conveyors would be. So I thought, you know, on the safe side, less lag, rip out what I have to, but, you know, wasn't too bad. So, yeah. An interesting development were, of course, the original frontal thrusters, which I pointed out before, are here, and like most of it's pretty much the original, but there was some bits of top and bottom that weren't built, parts of the bridge that got rebuilt at the backs. So there are some differences due to the fact this was like an unfinished, well, mostly unfinished. Most of it was done. Some more fins, a bit of extra widening here, some tail fins. Some bridge redesigns, you know, just minor. But she's now a battle cruiser in my JPM, which is my private little collection of ships, and she's quite functional. For some reason the antennas aren't. Bizarre. So let's give you a gun tour. There's actually lights involved in this ship. So we have the holodeck slash whatever the bloody tail is, meeting room, dramatic. Yeah, so we have the lower half of the bridge, which is where the original bridge sat, as you should recognise the door and all that. So I had to raise the bridge about 3 blocks taller, I think? 2 or 3. I see the antennas are only showing when I get in a seat, which is not what I meant. But, you know, ah well. So, like I said, we have this deck, which is the observation deck. We have the back door, which leads out to the port, the landing pad at the back. That includes some more Gatling guns. This is a bit more of a fine version. Like I said, there was a bit more. I wanted to hand something off, which was pretty good. So this refined, I did give him a copy available, so he should have it as well. So, but yeah, I conscripted this as in Liberation, taking some inspiration of the modern Liberation, as in the Liberation Type M battle cruiser, in my little personal private military thing. So yeah, putty corners. So yeah, you know, she's a bit more bridgy. That was the main thing I wanted to get done, because it's a flagship. You want to be a bit more bridgy. It's, you know, not as super duper stronger as the other one is. It's still got the same weakness of being a thin bridge, but you know it works. And yeah. So we took a bit more care of the interior here, a bit less loose, a bit more tighter, stairwells, guardrails, and a bit more leveling, so there's a bit of space. And the hangers are pretty much the same as previously, but I did think about the button back in compared to the one I handed off, yes. Like I said, lights as well, so. We shall then show off this room, which originally I blocked off because I didn't have a clue what to do with it, and I think I turned it internals because of interthrusters, whatever. We have the room that won't pressurize. There is absolutely no reason why it doesn't pressurize, I just can't figure out why. It is literally a cube of armor around us. But it's glitched, so God knows. I'm guessing it's either the conveyors, which shouldn't be an issue. Like, cause, yeah, so let's say, if we put an experiment that there, would you pressurize then? Yes. All right. That was being annoying. Didn't realise that gap kept air out, which is a bit daft. So yeah, a little bit of a tweak here and there, but like I said, the paint job's not finished, so I can always have another model out if and when needed. And we have an extra bit, which was because the internals was such a weird mess on the original, which I don't want to mess with too much because that would take me longer. And I managed to do is I've got refineries assembled in here. It's engineering, pretty much. Get some stairs. And I'm quite happy with the engineering here because it's a bit more. Yeah, it's alright. Jump drive actually fitted in this one, which was a funny comment I had to mention last time. Went, I forgot them. I just chuck them in anywhere. Like I said, the last one was kind of it had to fly in atmosphere, so there's a couple more things I was concerned about them optimizing the internals. Was getting the damn thing to fly. So yeah. I mean, she's armored. You have compass guns, sunscreens, Gatlins, assault cannons, artillery. She's not too bad. Quite spaced out. Railgun or artillery cannons, if you didn't see. Down here, some light punching straight, but you know, they're straightforward guns, but they're not really required. And should be obvious. She's got quite a couple bits of armor. A little bit thin in places. I can't deny you. Say thin. That's like 4 blocks thick. We've got a bit of an air gap here to stop warping, because gyroscopes after this. God me, I'm sneezing and doing everything now. Yep, so yeah, a little bit thin here. That's a 1 block onto the thruster deck, but that was how it originally was built, so I wasn't too concerned. We have a bit of space. Internals, so these are the optimized internals with internal thrusters, so things a bit more spaced out, a little bit more mid-room, a bit more compact. And then a couple of things. Like I said, it's mostly like 3 block. I mean, the roof deck, thankfully, I managed to add another layer because it originally was 1 block thick. So that's why the bridge got jumped up originally. Because it's thin in places, but it generally should be alright. The hanger's quite thin original because it's like literally 1 block thin. That's the hanger. And underneath is quite okay because that's like 2-3 blocks thick. A bit chunky here underneath the hydrogen reactors. So yeah, she's quite well armored and hopefully functional enough. Like I said, I've done a bit of testing. She seems alright. We can actually hop in the cockpit and give you a little. Well, that's not the bridge. That's the bridge. She is heavier than the previous one. The previous one was 61. This is 74. She's quite maneuverable, like I said, for being so heavy. And not being optimized to hell. Like I said, this was kind of. I probably went a bit OTT on hydrogen tanks, but you know. In theory, this should work in survival okay-ish. She's nimble. She's not quick, but she's usable. Not as bad as my Dreadnought. My Dreadnought's that pretty much speaks its way. This I could probably bear actually fighting with. Yeah, we've got 2 cameras. There's actually a camera on top of the bridge, but we can grab the cam. There we go. Front camera. And grab the guns. If the only reason I've designated her as well, I originally built a flagship, but designated as battle cruiser because I don't think she has enough guns for my liking for the class as a battleship. I see firing railguns from a power ratio of 9 to 11. So like I said, she's good on power, she's good on guns. she theoretically should be quite combat capable. The only thing is, like I said, the guns are a bit spaced out, so they can't be all taken down at once, hopefully. But it's not that many in the sense. There's only about 20, 40 in between there somewhere. I mean, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 30, 34, 35, 36, 38, 40, 42. Yeah, so it's probably more 50 odd guns. So we see we got some max speed, and there ain't what in hell we're slowing down for this. So all hands brace for impact. In 55. Return to the game area. Alright. Like I said, I've turned the world tiny for some deaf reason, and let's look at the damage. If we've got the sun, buy the balls and move it around. There we go. So to inspect that quick little ram at pretty much max speed, we lost a gun. Only thing with heavy armor I don't like is the magical warping it sometimes does, but to be fair we probably knocked the top of it off. The armor, get out the bloody seat. Let's have a look, see, grab a welder. Does it tell you anything more specific? Because the game might have not warped anything just because it... So it strips mouth layers of armor. It's quite odd this actually. Not much warping if any, so probably after being out the game area they might have saved. But if that's a typical of a quick ram, I mean like I said, she's bloody well armoured. Let's not grab a rocket launcher, that's gonna be stupid, I forget. Rocket launchers don't do crap against large ship. So yeah, here's the camera for reference. Reference? I'm saying reference or reference or reference. I don't know what I'm saying. I've been Jim. I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe. You can find us on Steam Workshop. Shouldn't be hard. And au revoir and all that.